Okay, I found my other agenda, and it does have one additional item on it, so if we could pass those around. I knew it was missing, I couldn't find it. I just didn't look in the right place. If we can go ahead and get started, because I know Ms. Hill has to leave, and try to get through it pretty quickly. The first thing on the agenda is the public hearing for the Cherokee Estates, it's an R2S. And I do expect some people at the meeting, only because it was misprinted in the paper. And we did get them to run a retraction, but it was small on, I think, the second page, so I'm not so sure so many people saw it. I did notice when I went by, I think this weekend, there is a sign on the property, so we'll just have to wait and see. And of course, after the public hearing, it'll also be on there as our unfinished business. And then under new business, appointment of Winchester Utility System, Mr. Danny Smith's term is up. So I think the mayor will be asking for a reappointment there.
I would.
And I did pass out the Gateway Scenic Overlook bids, which were pretty high, I might add. That's a grant that we've had for probably 4 years, and we had a hard time doing anything with it because it's TVA had to approve it, and that's just how slow TVA is. So it was at the corner of Shark Springs and the Boulevard, and it was like a little bit over 1,000 square foot overlook there, and then landscaping to clean it up. The grant was only for $150,000. It was an 80-20, and the Winchester Downtown Program agreed to pay for the $30,000. There was no match for the city. We were just going to administer it. But as you can see, we have 3 bids, and the lowest one being $195. So I would not recommend approving any of the bids. Y'all have any questions on that? Because we only have $150,000 in grant money, it'll be $120,000 that we'll receive and $30,000 that the downtown agreed to. So it's $45,000 short.
So do you just hang on to the grant, or do you put back?
Well, you can rebid. I mean, that's something that y'all can decide. We have done that before. That's what we ended up. There's so much work out there right now. It's hard to get anybody to bid, and it's not terribly competitive because there is so much work out there.
So is there a better time of year to put it out?
Possibly. Yvonne's not here, but I need to ask her. I think we do have a timeline on it. I need to see what it is.
She's in her office.
You can get her or whatever, but this grant that we're doing out here right now that's almost done, the first time we bid it, we got no bids. Second time we bid it, we got 1 bid, and the third time we bid it, we finally got a couple bids. But it's pretty expensive.
I don't know how long yours have been for. Mine are good for 5 years.
So, well, I know we've been on this one
You
for
said
4.
yeah, you had it for 4
At
years.
least 4, so I'll get you some more information on that and let you know. I have on mine, and I put this on there, and we don't have to put it on there, but because I know Jean's not here, and it's probably not good timing, but I believe this is going to be our last 5 o'clock meeting, if I'm not mistaken. We agreed that we would do that for 3 months, so we need to discuss whether we want to continue to do that at 5 o'clock, or if we want to move it back to 6 in August.
5's good.
I like 5. But what is better for the public? Is it a later time if they're getting off work at 5?
True. Is that the secret? It's Pat.
What do you think, Willie? Doesn't matter to you.
Yeah, it's just once a month for us, so it's not a big thing. And I think more people would come at 6 than 5. Because like I said, if they're getting off work at 5, it makes it impossible for them to get there on time.
What, isn't it better for Jean to come at 5? Yeah, yeah.
Five's good with me.
Five, yeah, I mean, I like five.
And he'll be at the council meeting, he's just gone this whole week because of his plant shutdown. So think some more about that, and like I said, I'm the one that put it on there, so if we don't
Well,
want to do.
we needed to address it and, I mean, kind of, I guess, well, I don't know. The consensus kind of seems to be five, but we can give it some more discussion if we need to.
And the last item that I have on there, and I have MC that's gonna speak to it because we do not have the actual resolution prepared yet, is the internal control policy.
The internal control policy, before when we started the budget, I explained to you that we would be having to change a lot of the activities and the segregation of duties in the office. Over the last several years, they've tightened down on the segregation of duties and tightened down to the point that they're actually, the state has now come out and said that you are required to have a internal control policy, and that a portion of the audit and anytime the state comes in and looks, that they will be looking at your policy and if you're following the policy. It won't be what's your policy, we're glad you got it in place, but it'll be what's your policy and are you following it. And so that's what we're working on. It's MTAS has a resolution and that's how it needs to be passed, and the policy also where we can kind of cut and paste what we do into it. It's their recommendation is basically, here you go, now fill in your blanks. And so the resolution actually, I wasn't able to get a hold of Brad Harris due to the holiday weekend to get the resolution together now that we're finished with the budget. And so that's, I think you've received an article that the comptroller actually sent out, and he had a big push behind getting this done. And so it went through the legislature this last year and was effective June 30th. So I don't know if you have any questions about it. I think we've tried to give you as much documentation on it in the last month working toward it. So I'll have you the policy and the resolution out this week.
We're gonna try to send the packets out on Thursday to give you an extra day. We try to get them out at least on Friday, but I'll try to get them out on Thursday since it's a short agenda. I think we can. So. Y'all have any questions for her?
Segregation of duties would mean that we're dividing up what's currently being done to, I guess, try to create an environment where it'd be less likely for someone to manipulate the
Yes,
books
sir.
or the records, right?
Yes, sir. The thought process is you don't want anybody to have control of a transaction from the start to finish. And in most areas we don't, but there's still a few areas that we need to do a little better and get a second, third, fourth set of eyes on some of the transactions. And so that's what we'll be working toward.
Good. Anyone else have anything for the good of the cause? No?
It's nice to have a short meeting.
Okay.
How long is it gonna be before you know how much the budget come under for this past year?
Pretty quick.
Pretty quick, and the next, we actually, our new state law that goes into effect this year also is your books have to be closed by August 31st. Of course, you wanna get it done sooner than that, so we should know, I'm hoping the end of this month, middle of August, I should have a really good idea.
Could you send us a paper on each department, how they come out under how much, because all of them came in under budget, right?
Yes, sir.
But make sure and remember, well, we had already cut it.
Yeah,
So what we need to do is go back and compare it to what it was originally, so you can really see how good they did.
right.
Because it'll be two different numbers.
Are you gonna also include what our new budget is for this next year in there as
know.
well,
And actually what,
how it turned out as far as the adjustments that were made.
I will, and what you'll be also getting in your packet is what we consider the final budget document. It's what gets submitted to the state, and it's a little booklet, and it has different information in it besides just the actual budget, so you'll be getting that as well.
Good. Okay, I guess that's it for today.
Sarah, you get out 5 minutes.
Thank y'all for coming.